Today we're taking a look at ASX listed stock BrainChip Holdings, ticker BRN, performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see BrainChip go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another ASX stock analysis video. As I mentioned, we're looking at BRN today. BrainChip, basically they are a company which focuses on cutting edge artificial intelligence solutions, both hardware and software. Really interesting company. I recommend you guys go check it out. And the chart, as you can probably already see on the screen, is looking very, very exciting. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the analysis. Welcome into the BRN chart, guys, and as you can see, we're currently sitting at a value of 96.5 cents. We have just actually hit an all-time high. If we zoom out, you can see our previous all-time high was over here all the way back on the 9th of September 2020. That all-time high was at 97 cents. We have today hit a brand new one, a high of over $1. It's $1.02. So that is absolutely fantastic for the holders. Big congratulations on this massive milestone. The dollar mark is pretty big and pretty good from a, I suppose, psychological perspective. Now, first things first, given that we've had a previous, I suppose, all-time high over here, what I'm going to put in place is a nice little bit of a point of resistance. It's not going to be at the dollar mark for us. I really think that because that is a previous all-time high, basically what we're seeing is that is a point of resistance. We saw it back here on the 5th of January. We've seen it obviously be surpassed today, but it's come back below it, and it was the top point that we had hit back there in 2020. So first and foremost, I think that is the major key point. A few other things I want to just share with you. As you can see, we had a bit of a channel which had previously, I suppose, formed in this sort of a manner, I suppose. You can probably put it in place a bit like that. You can put the top end in place in a similar sort of manner right about here, and we absolutely just broke out of it. So fantastic to see such a big jump. My, I suppose, one and only concern at this point in time is that we have a little bit of a gap, but I think it's a breakaway gap. As you can see, the all-time high, the daily high I should say, on the 31st of December was at a value here, and that high was at 70 cents. Now the lowest value on the next day was sitting here at 81 cents. So, oh sorry, not 81 cents, 71 cents. God, well, I can't even read today, far out. But that is a little bit of a gap, and it is a concern because typically what you see is gaps do close. So given that, I suppose, this company has really just shot up in value so quickly, I wouldn't be surprised, especially having a look at the RSI, if you see we've gone, overbought. There needs to be a pullback that occurs at some point. I do think that possibly you might be saying, well, this could be a breakaway gap, as we saw back over here. We saw a breakaway gap back over here on the 19th of November. This could be the same. History could be repeating itself, but it is just something to keep in the back of your mind. We do need to come down a bit now. We are in that overbought territory. We're currently sitting at a value of 75.14. That is on the overbought side, above our 70 point mark on the RSI. So consolidation must occur, and I think consolidation is going to occur likely below the $1 mark, below the 97 cent mark that we've got in place here from, I suppose, a bit of a resistance perspective. Where will the consolidation happen to? Well, it could come all the way down here to where we have our gap, but that would basically be a pretty significant reduction in the value after, such a big run. So realistically, I don't think that is where we're going to drop to. We have, the 20-day moving average moving up quite quickly now. It's currently sitting at 72.6 cents. That will act as a key point of support for us. Plus, we've had a bit of price action in the past across the board at this point at 75 cents. That's also above the gap. You can see we've hit it here. It's been a close. It's been a touch point previously. That is another key point of support that we have in place for this stock. So all in all, I can't see this coming back down to the gap, or if it does, it will not be, I suppose, quick. It'll be over a period of time. Now, I do note though that there has been a large amount of volume coming in. So you may see, if there are day traders, like we saw probably on the 6th of January yesterday, a bit of a dip because these day traders are getting out. But you never know. It is one of those stocks where its chart is looking really, really bullish at the moment, but still hasn't gotten past this, I suppose, 97 cent mark completely at the moment. So that is a key point of resistance. Let's have a look at the MACD. That's a great one to have a look at on this chart as well. You can see we had a massive cross of the MACD, and that was on the 4th of Jan, on the day of the run where that gap formed itself. Huge run has occurred from that point, and it's still going basically parabolic upwards. So that's still showing bullish. And when we see our previous green periods, you know, they're extended. Same with the red periods, extended periods of time. So this is only the 4th day into our nice little green run that we're seeing here. So all in all, I can't see this cooling off too much once again to get back down to that gap. Realistically, what I think is going to occur is you're going to see today, we're going to close hopefully about at that point. Then eventually you're going to see a little bit of a trickle down before once again, I think, a test back up here of the 97 cent mark before another breakout. Of course, if we see some, I suppose, major catalysts occur as well, such as fundamental announcements with regards to the company, that will obviously also boost the value of this stock, because the more positive announcements you get for a stock, TA doesn't matter. That is a simple fact. TA is not going to help you when you have consistent positive fundamental announcements. But all in all, what would my target be? Well, I'd suggest my target for today's video would be a bit of a cool off over here. I'd like to see maybe it come back down to, I'd suggest this point where we've had, I suppose, all 3 days touch. So that's 89.5 cents. So probably this point here would be ideal in the short term, and a bounce off that point ideally to once again come back up and test this 97 cent mark after the RSI has cooled off a bit. That wraps up our analysis today on BRN, guys. I hope you did enjoy today's video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on BrainChip down in the comments section below. As well, if you enjoyed today's analysis, make sure you leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, make sure you hit that subscribe and bell notification button as well. I'll leave it there, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.